Hello everyone! Today I'm going to give you your homework for the end of the year. This homework is very easy. I want you to pick one book from the library and make a summary, or kind of like a book report about that book. Basically, what you're going to do is read the book and then tell us with your voice using YouTube about that book. So you should include things like the characters and the title, of course, and the story, and also your opinion about the book. It should be pretty easy. Please pick a book which is easy for you to read and understand, so it will be easy to make the report. Today I'm going to give you an example. My example is going to be about this book, which is Macbeth. Macbeth was written originally by William Shakespeare, so it's a very old and famous play, but this is a book version. So, for example, I will tell you about this book. Okay. Okay, Ben-chan's book report. This is Macbeth by William Shakespeare. This is the story of Macbeth, his father, not his father, sorry, the old king named King Duncan, his wife, and some of the other people around him in England at the time. So the story goes like this. At the beginning, Macbeth was a noble, and when he was fighting in a war, he met some witches. And those witches said they could see the future, and Macbeth would be king. Macbeth told his wife this story, and his wife became very excited. Oh, you will be king, you will be powerful. So Macbeth and his wife made a plan to kill the old king named Duncan when he came to their house. So, when the King Duncan visited his house, Macbeth killed him with a knife and he became king. And he and his wife were the leaders of England at the time. Or, sorry, maybe it was Scotland, sorry. And after that, the story kind of continues with Macbeth's conversation with the witches. And he asked the witches for more advice. Please look into the future and tell me what will happen. And the witches tell him a very confusing future, and he is trying to avoid that future coming true. And at the same time, he feels very guilty because he murdered the king, and that's very bad. And kind of he and his wife go crazy. And in the end of the story, Macbeth ends up being killed. And that's the end. So the story is kind of about what we call a self-fulfilling prophecy in English. That means the witches tell Macbeth the truth about the future. Or he thinks it's the truth about the future. But the witches tell Macbeth the future. And Macbeth wants that future to be true. So he does something and it becomes true in the beginning. And in the end, the witches tell him something about the future, and he doesn't want it to be true. So he tries to stop that future. But that future becomes true because he tried to stop it. So the story is Macbeth is creating the future, but by accident, because nothing he can do to help it or stop it actually changes his situation. It's like he's trapped in his series of actions. It's a very kind of interesting and deep story about murder and revenge and guilt and things like that. It's very interesting. I like this story. I recommend it. How about you guys? What story will you read? Please tell us about it. See you!